Hi, I'm Dr. Shay Corbin with MedSpine, and we're here talking about some core stabilization. So we always hear about the core and what is core. Most people think core is abdomen only, and that is a huge part of it. But the core is also the spine, the pelvis, and all that. So we're going to just touch base on some real basic core stabilization. There are so many different core exercises. These are just some of the tried and true basics. And then I'm going to show you little advancements from these so you can make it really easy. Remember 4 or 5 exercises, and then the advancement to them changes it to 15 to 20 exercises, which is really neat because then you can, on days you feel really good, you can do the hard ones. On days you're a little sluggish, you can do the easier ones. So we're going to start with the basic bridge and we'll advance through it pretty quick. A basic bridge is 10 10-second holds, feet flat, knees bent, pelvis on the floor, on the table, and then you raise up and you just count 10 seconds and then go on down. To make it harder, you do it with an extension, which you've seen on some of our other videos. You extend out and you hold that, make sure that butt stays nice and tight. You feel that in that hamstring all the way up into that glute. Switch for me. 5-second holds on the extensions, and you want to do 10 on each leg. Really great exercise. Go ahead and rest for just a second. And so now we're going to do the bridge with extension with dips. That's the next advancement. And so you can do these as you get stronger and stronger, again, if you're feeling really good that day. So go ahead and bridge up really good, extend out, and now start to dip, touch the butt to the table, and come up and thrust. Touch the butt to the table, keep that leg in line with the other one. Come on up, there you go. And you always want to keep these legs lined up because as you raise them up, you make it easier. So if you can, keep it there. Okay, switch sides. Do 5 repetitions, 10 reps on the dips, and then you can switch sides. If you can get to 5, 10 repetitions on these guys, you're doing great. I tell you, just do them till they burn, switch sides, do the same number on the other side. So that's a bridge with extension, with a dip, really advanced part of the bridge. So now we're gonna move to Supermans. And Supermans, again, we've showed on some of our other videos. Go ahead, Brittany, and get on your tummy. And one of the ways that we can make this harder is as you go ahead and Superman up, you can make it a swimmer Superman. So go ahead and swim for me. And as you swim, I am gonna grab a band here and make it really difficult for you. So hold that and then rest for just a second. And so what I wanna do is I wanna put a simple band around here and I want you to stretch that out now. Now, Superman up and then swim with that resistance, and see how much harder that makes it. You can put one on your legs, you can put one on your wrists, and just the simple act of holding that force out. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but just by contracting it, you add so many more different muscle groups in there. It makes everything much more difficult. All right, good. Yeah, go ahead and rest. That's a tough one, isn't it? It's a lot harder when I added that, isn't it? Yeah. I know, it doesn't seem like it should make much of a difference, but it does. So now we're going to do a plank. So yep, and so planks, there's many different variations of a plank. We're going to do just the basic elbow toe plank. So you're going to come up on your elbows, on your toes, and you want to do what Brittany's doing. Have those shoulders nice and even, straight body. You don't want the butt too far up, and you definitely don't want it sagging down where your back is in extension. Good hold for a plank is 30 to 60 seconds. You want to get to about 3 of them. Go ahead and rest that for a second. So now we're going to do plank, and we're going to raise that leg. And again, you can make it even harder by putting this around your wrists and spread that out and put a little tension on it. Plank up for me. Hold that tension out on your wrist, and now raise this leg up, and you hold that for about 5 seconds. Hold 3, 4, 5, and switch now. And then up, get that butt down a little bit. There you go, 3, 4, 5, and then switch for me. And then up, and then 3, 4, 5. That's good. Go ahead and rest. You can do that about 10 times on each side. And if you do that for 5 seconds, 10 times on each side with that wrist holding that tubing out, that is a serious plank. You will find it burning throughout every muscle in your body. It's a great way to really strengthen that core. Spinal core gets involved, abdominal core gets involved, pelvic core gets involved. All of those get involved. Next, we're going to do just a basic crunch. Go ahead and flip over for me. And this kind of wraps up the very basics of your core that you want to do. So a crunch, I like crunches because it takes a lot of the stress out of doing a full sit up on the back. So go ahead and raise your hands up. So I like to reach to the ceiling because when you're laying on your back, you can see the ceiling. And so you always look straight up at the ceiling and your fingers go straight up. So go ahead and crunch up for me. Good, and then come down and just do about 10 of those for me. Just nice, a good crunch. And so the abdomen is not this big, long muscle like a bicep. It's these short little muscles. So when you crunch, you don't have to go all the way over to crunch an ab. You're just folding your back over. The ab crunches, and that's about as far as it will go. So when she's doing that, she's actually crunching and tightening that up. If you raise the legs up and stick them out here, now crunch, it makes it much harder. You can add a band to pull out and then crunch, it makes it much harder. Those little changes and little alterations for these advancements on these core exercises, man, they will rock your world. I hope y'all enjoy that. Man, have fun doing this core program because it's going to be good for you.